Hey everyone, this is Elias from Rev Media, and today we're going to be taking a look at the 2025 Honda CR-V Hybrid. Now, CR-V stands for Comfortable Runabout Vehicle, and let's just say Honda nailed it with that name because, spoiler alert, this thing is so comfortable to drive. Well, let's go ahead and get started. We get started in the front, and this thing is really nice. I love the front styling of this. It's really aggressive. And yeah, it kind of looks like a baby Pilot, but I think it's got some cool things that the Pilot may want to, Honda may want to consider to put those in. So we get started on this color, and it is really nice. It's a super dark gray color, which I love. Yeah, it kind of matches my shirt. It does kind of look like a shark kind of dark gray, which I love. And we get some really cool accents like this black grille that is essentially extends out to the lights, and the lights are really nice as well. We have a good LED system. Again, with this styling, this bumper kind of coming out, it almost looks like it's wearing like a Spartan helmet right here, and then this is kind of its eyes, and yeah, I'm sure you guys can see it, but it looks really good. I love these lines. I love this black grille. It looks really good. With this being the Sport, we do get some of those black accents on it. We have a big Honda badge there as well. And then we come down to my favorite part, which are these guys down here. Yeah, they're kind of like a brushed aluminum finish to them. They look really cool. They add more to the style. Would I have liked them in black? I don't know, because I think it would take away from kind of that cool design that they have. So love that there. We have the lower grille in black there. But overall though, I really like this front, except it's missing something, and that is a front-facing camera. There is no 360-degree system available in the CR-V, which is kind of a shame because other competitors in this segment have them, and they're great too. So it's not just about having it, but you got to be good at it. And Honda, I wish it kind of trickles down from the Pilot's 360-degree camera system, because that system is really, really good. And yeah, it's always just a nice feature to have. It's not something that's necessary, but when you have it, it's nice. When you don't have it, you're gonna miss it. So let's go ahead and see what we have under this hood. We get under the hood, and we have the 2.0 liter inline-4 hybrid engine, and it is cranking out 145 horsepower and 138 pound-feet of torque. It is connected to the CVT and then to the all-wheel drive system. Now, a couple of things with this. So we are under 200 horsepower, and it does kind of feel like under 200 horsepower when we are kind of highway passing. So just kind of be aware of that. From a stop, it's surprisingly pretty good because of the hybrid power that it can deploy. So that was pretty good at kind of just getting it wound up. With it having the CVT, from a stop, it is going to hang that RPM to really get you going. When we are highway passing, it weirdly didn't. So I guess at higher speeds it will do a simulated shift to it, but it's smooth. It's smooth. It's not performance oriented. And that's because the goal to this is really the MPGs. So it is rated at 37 miles per gallon combined, 40 city and 34 highway. Now, what we've been getting about 32. So 31, 32, high, super high 31s, 32. I think that has a lot to attribute at the fact that we're getting a lot of stop and go traffic, and the heat right now is insane. It is super hot right now in Texas, so the AC is just running non-stop, which makes the vehicle not need to, not being able to shut down essentially and just use the hybrid. But it's really good at, on startup, it's going to really use up that battery to the point that the remote start was kind of difficult because it's so quiet. We didn't hear it roar up it's not a big roar, but turn on the 4-cylinder gas engine to it. But yeah, the power delivery, as far as the wheels, there's not enough to really feel power distribution things or anything like that. The hybrid battery is going to be in the back, which we'll see, which is nice. It balanced the vehicle out as far as weight distribution. But yeah, other than that though, it does its job. It really does. It's not super exciting, but it's just right. Well, let's go ahead and see what we have in those wheels and tires. We get down to the wheel and tire package and we have this nice 19-inch wheel in the super gloss black color, and it is wrapped in the 235/55 Michelin Primacy all-season tire. Now, a couple of things with this. I love this black wheel, and I love that sport treatment that just gives you black trim all across the Honda essentially vehicle that you choose it on. But it looks nice. It looks really good. It performs really well. This wheel and tire package is really good. I was surprised because it is a big 19-inch wheel, you know, being the premium, and we didn't really feel the road as we would with other tires of other wheels and tires that are of this size. So it was nice to have that. And we do still have a good amount of sidewall on it. That black color is really, really nice. So love that design as well. The grip, it's there. You're not gonna overpower the tire because there's not much power that's really gonna go down, especially with that CVT transmission. But yeah, really good performing. The brakes feel nice. They feel really good. The pedal feel is great. The fact that we have the regenerative from braking from the EV part of it, or the hybrid part of it, makes it good. Makes it good for great stop and go traffic. You know, you're good feel and feedback from that pedal. The suspension, yeah, I don't know what wizardry Honda has done with this, but it feels really, really good. It feels super smooth. It did feel a little bit on the swaying side, and you'll kind of feel that when you're in like bigger kind of bumps. The rebound is probably not 100% dialed in, but it's good. And yes, this is me being critical because I did come from a sports car before this press car, so just be aware of that. But other than that though, love this. Yeah, I would say a Trailsport package would be nice, but I'm kind of concerned of that CVT transmission. Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and see what we have on the side. We get to the side and this thing looks really, really nice. I love a lot of it. I love almost all of it actually. So what I mean by that, so first let's get started on kind of the design proportions. We can see it's kind of a roadster like proportions really, where everything just kind of feels heavier towards the back, which is really good. I like it. So let's get started on the front. We have that nice long hood on there. We do have a lot of lines from the body panels, just very jagged, angular, muscular lines. Yeah, like I said, I love the way that they look. So we do have that front long hood. We do get the front bumper that we can see really sticks out there to give you kind of that Spartan helmet that we get. We have the fender covers here in that textured plastic, which look good. The 19-inch wheels that you can see really need to be this large. Yeah, you would think in the first gen CRV, I think the biggest you could probably get in the first gen was like 16-inch wheels, but we're up to 19. So this guy has grown up a bit from that first gen, which if one of you guys have a first gen willing to sell in the Texas area, let me know. I'd love to build one of those as an off-roading rig. Just, you know, have some fun in it. But yeah, 19-inch wheels. We have them there. They look great. I would like the Trailsport treatment, so we get a little bit higher ground clearance. We get smaller wheels, bigger tires, but I don't know if that CVT can handle maybe some terrain that it would see. But either way though, it looks good. I love the black, love the proportions that we get with that. We do get the black mirrors on here. They are not power folding, so you kind of have to, you know, peasantly fold them if you need to squeeze it into the garage. We do get a chrome trim on the outside. It's chrome, but it's still kind of a darker than like super bright chrome on there. And that's really what you get with the profile. So let's go ahead and see what we have in the back. We get to the back and we have really nice aggressive styling, which is still kind of true to its original CRV. And what I mean by that is these taillights. Yes, we still have kind of that vertical taillight that we had in the previous generations. So love the fact that they kept that design language or the design heritage, so to speak. But what I like about it is they've modernized it. So we do get a red kind of outside, but it's a faint red plastic to let essentially the elements inside really shine through. So love that design, love, yeah, everything that we kind of see with the taillights there. And we go back up to the top, we have the shark fin antenna there. We have this spoiler that it's very subtle, but it's just such a nice line to it. Visibility in the back wasn't too bad. No real big complaints there. We do have the rear wiper here. We have the iconic all-wheel drive badge that we would get right underneath the wiper with the other generations, real-time all-wheel drive. So this does have its own all-wheel drive. That's unfortunately not the IVTM, because again, I'm gonna go back to that CVT. Can you tell how much I love the fact that we don't have a standard shifting transmission in this? I wish that were the case. But yeah, so we do have this all-wheel drive system, which is different there. Yeah, the sport badge, touring, CRV, hybrid there. The exhaust tips, they are cool on the outside for the faux tips, but the actual tips are, yeah, not that good. So I'll kind of give you a pass, Honda, because they look nice, but they're not functional. So let's go ahead and see what we have in here. We get to the back and we do have a power tailgate, which is nice. Just a matter of pressing the button there. And this is the surprising thing. This CRV has a ton of space back here. That's what I was mainly impressed with this. We did go for a massive grocery shop and had no issues with getting everything here. So we do get some side compartments as well, some tiny areas there, nothing too big, and some space there. We open up and we have the fix a flat kind of situation, so we don't get a spare, because when we go to open up down here, which is kind of tricky because it takes the whole thing out, yeah, we do get the hybrid battery system. Yeah, it's kind of back here. And I thought at first, I was like, well, that kind of sucks because you lose the tire. So that's gonna happen, but the balance of that extra weight back there was really nice. And yeah, you kind of have to squash that down. So it was really nice to have that. You technically have some area for storage there, but I wouldn't recommend putting things down there because of that battery system. But other than that though, you have plenty of space. And yeah, we can fold the seats down, as well as you can see the separation we have there. But that's what you get in the back. We take a look at the door and it's really nice. I like the material we have up here. It has some kind of give to it, so it has some cushion and it has a really good texture to it. We have this black trim that looks really good. Kind of this like honeycomb pattern here as well. We do have to save 2 seats, which is good. Brushed aluminum handle there. We have our window controls there. And we do get a little area here for water bottle, which fits really nice. It can kind of go at an angle or straight up, and it does work for larger bottles as well. My wife has the Evian that she likes to drink, and that fit with no problem there. We do get, unfortunately, kind of like a cheaper CRV kind of badge. It would have been nice to have like an actual CRV or just have nothing. And then we have this, which is kind of depressing that we have it look like that, the speaker grill, because this is Bose. And I was expecting maybe a little Bose badge or maybe a metal grill. Don't worry though, it may not look good, but man, does it sound great. I am not a Bose fan. Really, and this thing was incredible. yeah, this is probably one of the better systems that I've heard in a while. So yeah, it's really tuned in the CRV. We take a look at the seats and they are really nice. Even though they have the center being in kind of an off white, off gray kind of look to it, they are really nice. And yeah, and I usually don't like light colored interiors because they get dirty, especially with kids in that situation. Then we have this side color, which is not a black color. It's kind of like a super dark gray. And come on, Honda, that's no way of teasing us with the Trailsport orange kind of stitching to that. Just give us a Trailsport of the CRV, but yeah, that transmission. But they look nice. They're super comfortable. No issues with that. I do wish they had vented options because it is scorching hot. And yeah, when you get in this, it's going to take a while to kind of cool them down. But overall, though, they look really good and they are extremely comfortable. We take a look at the steering wheel and it is really nice. No complaints as far as ergonomics or really the shape, and everything is where you kind of want it to be. So yeah, it's got some nice squishy give to it, which is comfortable. And we have orange stitching. Yeah, that's kind of weird that we would get orange stitching from the Trailsport in a CRV, but yeah, we have that, which looks really, really good. Like I said, it feels really nice. The controls are easily accessible. No complaints there. Simple, kind of infotainment controls there and gauge cluster settings. And then we have the cruise control options here on the right hand side. It is a heated steering wheel, so we have the button down there. But overall though, really good. Oh yeah, and we have the paddles here. They're not shifters, they're for the regenerative braking. So we have that option with those paddles right there if you want more or less of the braking. But overall though, really nice. We take a look at the gauge cluster and we get what you guys just saw, which is half of a digital screen and the other half is an analog gauge. So yeah, digital on the left, analog on the right. And a couple of things. So we'll just kind of dismiss. We're not moving anywhere. Yes, we know, fasten our seatbelt. Okay, so on the left hand side, we can choose all these different options. We have the range and fuel, speed and time, audio, phone, navigation, driver attention, all-wheel drive torque distribution, seatbelts, and maintenance. So yeah, or all these other things as well. So the one I really want to kind of get to is the range and fuel. So you can see we have about half a tank, about half a tank, 184 miles left, and we're doing about 32 miles per gallon. It's showing 31.9, but that's because I'm sitting here cooling it down and filming in here, so not moving will kind of kill that. But yeah, we've driven 204 miles on this, and we could probably get a little bit more than the 184 if we kind of behaved. But we've been really testing it out, so it's been good though. It's been impressive. And we are in eco mode, as you can see in the middle area there. And then we have, like I said, the analog gauge on the right. When we mess with the drive modes, we have sport, then we have normal, econ, and snow. So yeah, you'll typically get with the other trims, you will get normal, econ, and snow, and then this one just has the added sport, which is really good. It's been super responsive if you drive it in that, but 99% of the times we've been in econ just to see how much we can really push it to. But yeah, no complaints there. We can see the regenerative braking kind of charging on the left hand side, and we can see right now we are in EV mode for the vehicle. We take a look at the infotainment screen, and this thing is nice. It's kind of big, but not too big. It's not in the way. It's clear. It's bright. it has an anti-glare that works, even though kind of, yeah, that angle you were seeing, don't worry about it because you're not going to be really down low. This is technically what I am seeing. So it's pretty good. And the great thing, I opened up the sunroof, which was a big issue that I had with the Ridgeline, and I think it's the Passport. Yeah, that, you know, have the display built into the dash, not kind of sticking out and vertically, but we don't have that angle of glare that we were getting with those other ones. So yes, thank you Honda for giving us this vertical screen, because it's definitely a better performing, better looking screen as well. So love that. So just kind of some things that we'll get that are kind of different and fun is the power kind of distribution, or what was it, power flow that you get. And you'll see your range, you'll see kind of what the engine is doing. Let's see, maybe if we can get it to, oh, I think if we kick it into sport, maybe we can get it to, there we go. So just needed a little bit of movement, and you'll see different lines, kind of what it's, you know, what is it doing? Is it charging the car? Is it charging, you know, is it powering the car? Is it charging the battery, that kind of thing. So we do have a couple of bars there for that, the current MPGs. So really nice to kind of have that on the screen. Very simple area there. And yeah, other than that though, it's pretty much just stay in Apple CarPlay. And let's right there. And you're really set. It's not a, like I said, it's not a super complicated system. Very straight to the point. And that's why I love it. We get down to the climate controls, and this is where I'm a little confused. Now, one thing, I really like the design to this. I don't like how it performs. So it is a little bit on the difficult side to kind of figure this out, because it just kind of, I don't know. I feel like there's not much air coming out of there. And that's when I've blasted the fan, because even when you put it in auto, and I've taken it out of econ mode, and it's still just, I don't know. I guess I'm not feeling like, granted, it is 87 degrees outside, but it feels like 95 degrees outside. But it doesn't feel like super large amount of air being pushed out to you. It does get cold eventually, so not a complaint there, but I don't know, when it's this hot, I just want air blasting my face. But the controls are super simple, straight to the point. Again, I can kind of raise that up there with the auto setting. We do have the heated seats, which we don't need right now. We will soon in winter time, Texas winters. It would have been nice to have a vented option for this crazy weather right now. But yeah, we have a very simple, straightforward things there. We come down here, and a couple of things. We have USB-A and USB-C connections. We have a 12-volt adapter right in there. We have a wireless charger down here, and we have a good space right there to the right of the charger. And yeah, you can see my wife's glasses are there, but we have the wireless charger. It's been fine. Let's see if we can do the chuck test. This is probably going to be me to blame if it doesn't go well, because I have to kind of put it, never mind, it did well. As you can see, it is charging when we have the orange light. So yeah, good on you, Honda, for having this really set there with no problem. But yeah, it's impressive. It's been no issues with the wireless charger. I was thinking it was going to be a problem because it has no kind of like super like high edge to keep it in there, but it's been fine, no issues with that. And again, if you don't want to use it for that, you can go ahead and turn it off and just use a wire, which is kind of what I've been doing anyways, just to get a better charge, especially when it's super hot. But thankfully we haven't had any warnings of the surface being hot like we have with other vehicles, but we get that. Then we come back to the shifter, which has been really nice. No complaints with how it feels. It's a nice position with my arm rested on it. There we have the drive mode. We have the B mode as well, which is essentially their one pedal driving option with that. Then on the left hand side here, we do have the drive mode switch that we were talking about, hill descent. We do have the electronic parking brake, which has been really good to activate. But my favorite, brake hold. Yes, thank you, Honda, for having the brake hold. Remember, every time I turn it on, that it was last on. That's one of the biggest pet peeves that I have with other vehicles, is that I like to use the brake hold, but if I turn it on, but if I want it on, I have to turn it on every single time I turn the vehicle on. Not with this. So if you want to use it, you turn it on and it will stay on. So yeah, really nice to have that as an option there. We come back a little bit more and we have the cup holders. So let me move this cable over. We have the cup holders, which have been great. Yeah, I have my water bottle, which I just consumed because it is so hot today. But yeah, no issues with water bottle. This has been the MVP. This little area here has been super great. Now, although we do have, I'll just kind of come up here. We do have an area for sunglasses, so don't worry, you still kind of have those. But I always forget them up there. So it's nice that I have them right down here, or I can use this little area for that. It's such a small thing, but it makes a huge difference of just kind of your experience with your vehicle. So really nice to have that. Then we get to the armrest, and the armrest has been really good, super comfortable, you know, nice material, so nice squishiness to it as well. We open it up and we have an area here for storage. We do have this kind of, that little thing there, little tray that we can put forward or back. Actually it looks good just back, but we get that there. And yeah, we get the orange stitching Trailsport. Come on, Honda, do it. But we have that, super comfortable. And again, like I said, once we're in just drive or even B, it feels really comfortable to just kind of sit there and have your arm rest on that. But yeah, that's kind of what you get with the CR-V in the front. We get to the back, and this is going to be a different material. So we do have more of a hard plastic, still the same texture though. Doesn't feel cheap. It feels really high-end plastic, so not a bad thing. We do get that darker gloss black trim that we have. We have a nice little tweeter. We have the woofer, so to speak, on there, so the larger mid-range speaker. We have soft material on here, orange stitching, lackluster CR-V badging, water bottle compartment, area for other things. But the big thing is this space. There is so much leg room in this thing, which I can tell you, the fact that my kid only has one mark on this back seat from his shoes is a big thing to say, because my kid likes to kick the back of the seat. So yeah, that just tells you there is a ton of space back here. We do get that split colored or two-tone seats in the back as well. No complaints with how comfortable they are, really nice. So we can essentially lean them back. As you can see, that's leaned back a little bit more, and we can fold them forward on there as well, which is really good if you want to kind of put things through. And the biggest kind of thing to this, yeah, the latch system. It was really easy to install my kid's seat. This has been one of the best and easiest seats for my kiddo to really just kind of put them in there. And again, like he always says, the hidden cup holders are right in there. He does have his own vents back here with the USB-C connections right in there. But yeah, this was probably the biggest win as a parent, because it's super easy. It looks really nice. Nice thought of showing that there, instead of, you know, kind of hiding it back here, and then it just looks not the best. But that was what you get in the back. We go for a drive, and this thing, I think where Honda has excelled is making a vehicle super easy to drive. Yeah, I could drive this thing for thousands of miles and be okay, not be fatigued as I normally would with another vehicle for like a couple of 100 miles. Yeah, it's crazy. And it's not just the CR-V, but the Passport, the Pilot, the Ridgeline. yeah, I took the Pilot for, I think it was like a 3,000 mile trip, and I was, yeah, I was relaxed. And that's, I think, I guess how I can describe it is Honda has made the vehicle part, hasn't really made it the main attraction of your adventure. It's been the vessel, the literal vessel to get to your adventure in the most uneventful, and I say that in the most respectful and best way, in the sense that it's not a big problem of like being uncomfortable, you know, a feature that wasn't really needed or anything like that, minus 360-degree camera. We need to work on that, Honda. But that's the big thing. It's been super easy. It's kind of been on the back burner of our trip, so to speak. But then you always get the good stuff in the back burner. Those stews that just, yeah, are really good and that kind of stuff. And I think that's how you can really describe the CR-V lineup. So let's go ahead and go for a drive. So I love the fact that we have the brake hold and it stays on from the last time that I did have it on, which is good. I don't have to repeatedly start activating it, which, like I said, it's nice convenience. Again, not something that I have to think about, because again, it's just that good and that smart to just leave it on. I know it's a small detail, but it's kind of annoying. Now, right now, well, the other thing is the ride quality in this. It's so smooth and it's really impressive. Now, I did sense that it was a little bit soft on the front and had a little bit of sway, but then I just kind of got used to it and I don't see it as much. And that's because, again, I came from the previous press car that I had was a sports car, so it was a significant difference. And thank God, though, because this thing is super smooth over big bumps, over tiny bumps, over any bumps, really. It's just dialed in. So the other thing right now, we do have it in the B mode, which is going to be for their one pedal driving and their regenerative braking, so to speak, which has been great. It's not Mercedes' horrible EQB. Yes, I'm sorry, I'm going to call out Mercedes because that was really difficult to drive. I could never get it dialed in, and it was borderline scary to drive that in stop and go traffic. But yeah, it's really nice to drive. It's not going to be super aggressive, so don't expect something drastic. It's just enough. It's just perfect for what you want, especially if it's a vehicle like your first kind of hybrid or one pedal driving vehicle. So it's nice to have that function. But yeah, like, it's just a matter of, kind of lifting off, and it is going to start to brake. I switched over to EV mode, but it's nice. This for stop and go traffic is ideal. But you have the different drive modes with this. We do have the EV, we do have the normal, we do have the snow, and this gets a sport for this. And yeah, you can definitely feel the difference because it's wanting to just go, at the same amount of gas pedal input that I've given it. But yeah, the big thing is the ride comfort in this. It's been a dream. It's also really, again, easy to drive. The steering wheel has a good weight to it. No complaints, really. That's the great thing about this. And comfortability. The seat is nice. I have my sweet spot. No issues. I can save it. You have 2 save memories there. So I'll go ahead and I'll switch it over to the sport mode. And yes, this has a CVT transmission. They try to change, EVT. Let's just say they try to hide the fact that this has a CVT, because I had to go in through the specs on the website and really dig for what kind of transmission this was, how many speeds this has, and then finally I found the small print that says it's an eCVT. So yeah, and with that being said, it's not bad in the sense of, stop and go traffic. The hybrid kind of kicks you into, I almost said gear, but we have no gears in this. But it does take a while to kind of get wound up, to really, maybe for highway passing, you'll feel it a little bit where there's going to be a small delay. Now, steering input, it's really good. You know, we do feel a good amount of performance in the suspension when we do kind of, you know, put some load on it. So, but don't expect super fast performance from this. Like I said, highway I feel will suffer a little bit, highway passing, because of the fact that you do have the you know, the CVT kind of pushing things through. But from a stop, that I think is where this isn't too bad. So I'll just kind of bring it to a stop here, and that's because, again, that hybrid really just gets it going. Yeah, that's the CVT. It just kind of holds the revs. So just kind of be aware of that. But the balance of this is incredible, and that's because, again, we have that that battery power in the back, in the trunk area, and it really does balance it. Yeah, we have kind of simulated shifts sometimes. It's just from a stop that it'll kind of react that way. But yeah, it's been pretty impressive. So let's go ahead and see how we do with the 3-point stop, and drop a wheel there, and oh, sorry, forgot one more because I am in the B mode. So it hasn't been too bad. It's been pretty good at kind of squeezing into spots. So I'd say that's a pass. The only thing though is, again, our camera system is only rear, and I feel it's coming because we now have the Pilot that has that off-road camera, and I don't think it had it on the top of the line model, but now it does. So that's good to hear, and I think it's just gonna trickle down, which I hope it does. But yeah, we'll go from a stop, give it some gas, and go. Yeah, like I said, it's not too bad from a stop, again, for what this is. The brakes, though, the brakes are really good. So great feedback that you get. Plus, you get the regenerative component that is helping with those electric motors to stop the vehicle a little bit more. So that feels really nice. The sound, it's a little on the vacuum cleaner side of things, so don't expect like, whoa, that sounds really nice. Not quite, which is okay. Obviously, this isn't something you're gonna be like excited, like, yeah, we got a CRV, let's go racing. No. But as far as a family vehicle, and we'll go ahead and switch it back to Eco. As far as a family vehicle, this is great. I've been so impressed with this. I've been excited to really drive this because, again, it's just been so easy to drive. And even with us pushing it right now, you know, we're doing 31.4 miles to the gallon as my average, which is pretty good, like I said, considering, you know, we've had a ton of stop and go traffic, which is where a hybrid system is really going to excel and make the most out of the power and the least out of your fuel consumption. So yeah, it's been really, really good. Well, guys, I hope you've enjoyed my review of the 2025 Honda CR-V Hybrid. And remember, find the right gear, even though this is a CVT. See ya.